Hello and welcome back. I'm still Janet Stone, and welcome back to this incredible process, this journey that we're all on, the total reset with Wanderlust, the beautiful Palmaïa, House of AïA. I am so grateful to be back with you and to be continuing this journey. Once again, a big acknowledgement that you keep showing up. And today is the day we're going to give our attention on day 9 to really resetting the nervous system, allowing ourselves to heal the adrenals as we get this sense of overworking and over-tapping our adrenals. So we'll go slow flow and nourishment and a little bit of humming as in the current science, it is backed up by thousands of years of exploration with the teachers and the teachings that mantra, that chanting, that humming, that this sense of singing really allows the whole vagal nerve complex, this vagus nerve, to reset. And this is what sends that information that you're okay, that you're safe, your body can begin digesting, begin healing and regenerating. So this is the time in which we give ourselves that space. So I'm just going to pull this little friend over here and come through some sound with you all. So I really encourage you to find a space, a place where you can gather support system, and that means your blocks and bolsters or pillows or blankets, whatever you can find. If you have fancy things like straps and sandbags, go for it, and eye pillows, grab it all. Pause it and come back and join. As you come and have a seat, make sure that your space feels free for you to make sound, to really use your voice. So we'll go through this together. This is not a performance from me to you. It's truly participatory. It's about this vibration that we allow through the palate, the crown of the head, to the sides of our neck, down into our body. So really feeling for that vibration. I encourage you to give yourself this time and space. Close the eyes, and I love you super simple. We're just gonna begin by humming, and that's easy enough, right? It's everything. Now we'll open the mouth. Ah. 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 Tilt the chin up a little bit. Open the heart. Love the voice you have, share it. Two more. Ah. Let's together hum again. Last one. We allow for the reverberation power of the sound to go deeply inward, enter into that nervous system. Often our nervous system is set from when we were born, even before we were born, and then along our early childhood path. The sort of blueprint of where it rests is from a long time ago. Then you add in all of life's circumstances, the highs and lows, the challenges, all that comes across a life's path. And that nervous system is regulated to whatever ups and downs. When we give ourselves this opportunity for conscious rest, for bringing in humming, vibration, chanting, we send a direct message to our internal system that we're safe, we can rest, we can build and rebuild, and grow even stronger, digest what's come before so we can reduce that stress. And reducing that stress, reducing that inflammation, creating more space. Beautiful. Bring the hands on the knees or the thighs. We'll go ahead and lean our whole body forward. So we're going to lean forward, hands on knees or thighs or the earth, rolling to the side, rolling back, up and around. Let's take a couple of these big circles. Imagine the tailbone like a root into the earth, and you want that grounded down. You can get as big as you'd like or keep it small, depending on where you are today, what you're feeling. And let's change directions. Whatever we wind, we unwind. These movements in our practice will be slow and steady, and then we'll move eventually into resting and restoring. Yeah, last one, so circling it down. Beautiful. Slowly come back up. Look up through the heart. Pull the heart up and exhale, pour it forward. Then come back up. And with all the wrist work, if you want to add a little something, you can spin the fingertips back toward the hips. Look up, push the palms down. Exhale, bend the elbows, fold in. You can do it either way. If you want to add the wrist opener, if you've been keeping up with the practices, you've certainly been using it. These wrists and these hands. Then last one. Rolling back up, open up. Let's come back to neutral. Interlace the fingers, push the palms forward, curl in, chin in. Inhale, push the palms up, look up. Exhale again, in and open. The hands go forward. Imagine you can push the wall away in front of you, contracting in, and then expanding up. And open up. Let's bring it up here, pushing through the palms. If this isn't possible for your shoulder, you can hold opposite wrists or elbows. Otherwise, keep pressing it up or have the hands a little further down. You'll modify even here in this more restorative practice. Big circles on the ceiling. Getting the openness all the way through and around the lymph nodes and the armpits. Yeah, big little circles, whichever you can manage. And last one, come back towards center. We'll release the hands down. We'll come on the hands and the knees. And as you find your way onto hands and knees, we're going to make big circles here. So the hips will come all the way to the right, back by the heels, up the left side and around. Here I encourage you to close your eyes so you can get into the rhythm that is yours, right? Not worried about what I'm doing. But once you find the motion, make it yours. Just notice that you're moving along the side, the lateral aspects of the vertebra, the spine. Pumping that fluid all the way in and through. Let's change directions again. This is yours. Last big circle here. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring the hips back toward the heels and elongate from the sit bones to the fingers. So try to make them longer. We've done this before. We'll walk the fingertips forward, really reach back. Push the fingertips down, round the spine forward, bend the elbows, bring the hips down. So it can look really low, like a low Bhujangasana, or you can come even lower, and then you'll pull the belly back. Rock the hips back to the heels. Empty breath. Roll the spine forward. Hips down, bend elbows. If you want to come more of an upward facing dog, you're welcome. But we're keeping it pretty slow and steady. Roll up. Hips come down. And then roll back. Hips to the heels. Let's try that one more time. Rolling up. Drop hips, open heart. Exhale, roll back. We'll drag the hands along the carpet or along the mat. Try that again. Rooting through the fingers, let's round up slowly, drawing the hands back. Bring the knees together. Hands on either sides of the ankles. We'll push in, curl open through the heart, lift up. Exhale, belly on the thighs. Get that compression. And then release the forehead to the earth. Scoop the tailbone down, roll up one vertebra at a time. Open, lift through the heart, broaden to the collarbones, pour down. Again, this body is a laboratory of all of our emotions, all of our thoughts, and the sensations that we experience. So when we give ourselves time to tune in, to feed ourselves well, to feed ourselves not only with the food and nutrition, but also in what we take in. The media, the information, the conversations, the activities. So as we slow down, we can maybe see the ways in which we spend our energy and our attention, ways we don't want to, or feed ourselves things that don't nourish us. Open and lift. Let's come back to neutral. Let's slide the hands to make a frame around the knees. Push the hands down. Some of you might want to use blocks. I'll show you what that looks like. If you've got fancy blocks or just something elevated, push down. We'll press into the tops of the toes, curl in, tuck in. Shins down, knees down, open up. Pull the hands back, energetically scoop in. Shins down, inhale, open up. So slow and steady in the movements. Not overdoing anything. Let's offer ourselves one more. And open up. Let's come back to neutral. Again, we'll come forward onto the hands and the knees. And bring that right leg to the sky. Bend the knee, pressing up to the ball of that foot. Pull that left sit bone in and back. We'll hug the right knee into the chest. Open it out to the right, up and around. Let's continue with those circles. That right knee. Giving yourself breath in and around that right hip, and I'll kind of spin so you can see it a little bit better. I'm going to open that right knee to the right so you can stay here. Extend that right leg out, place it down. Spin the outer edge of that right foot into the earth. Pause here. We're going to walk the hands lightly forward, and then dive that right arm, right leg's out, right arm dives through. Reach the left arm a little further forward. And push the left fingertips down, and then the back of the right hand down. Pull into that outer left hip. And all the cross communication that's happening here. What we did is the whole back body and the front body, way to twist and open and clear and cleanse out. Last full breath here. Slowly unwind it, hands under the shoulders. Keep your right leg out to the right, but come on up. We're going to spin the right toes open to the right and bend that right knee. So it looks like a warrior two with the back knee down. Hands come to prayer. We'll sink in, and then exhale, push the hands down, lift out of that right hip, reach the arms out wide, big circle all the way up. And then exhale again, push down as you push down, lift up lightly, sink in, open up. Couple more rounds. Yeah, all the way up. Let's come back through center, hands to prayer at the heart. We'll extend the arms out. As you sink in, you can also place some blocks underneath that right sit bone if you don't want to work so hard. Left hand on the waist, the calf, the earth. Keep the right knee nice and bent. Swoop that right arm out and then up and over. Keeping it low to the earth. Keep the breath steady. You can even hum whenever possible. Giving yourself that direct message that you're safe. Let's come on up and place the forearm on the thigh and reach that left arm up and over. Or take the hands out wide. Beautiful. We'll slowly come back up. Let's straighten that right leg. We'll reach the left arm. So you're kind of looking like this. Reach that left arm over to the left and down. You can take that right arm up and over and extend it. Long and spacious through that right side of the body. You can stay here if you're feeling a little spicy on your resting day. You can lift that left knee into the chest. But you can also just chill right here. Let's slowly come back up. Bring the hands down out in front. Let's heel toe that right foot. Wiggle it back outside that right hand. Let's come up on the fingertips. Make big circles with that right knee. So the hips are going. The ankle's going. Yeah, last big circle. We're going to sink that left thigh down, stay up on the fingertips, curl the heart forward and up, and then bend the elbows like you're going to kiss the ground, where maybe you do. Inhale, come back up. Then exhale, pour it in. Inhale. And exhale. Let's bring the elbows down if you've got that space. You can keep that back knee down. Again, you can have the elbows up on blocks as well, if that hip needs that support. Soften the jaw, deepen the breath. Long in those exhales. Let's come back up onto the hands. We'll step ourselves back. Let's come into downward facing dog. Come into the downward facing dog and just rock the hips a little side to side. You can even have a bend in the knees. We're not going to spend too much time here. What we are going to do here is we're going to see if we can find the Ferris wheel. It's our dog Ferris wheel. Imagine you're going to put your little doggy on a big old Ferris wheel, and you're going to take your hips up and forward. You can look here for the first round. Bend the knees, pull the hips down, back, up and around. So up you go, forward, down, back and around. Let's come through a couple more. Getting that juice flowing, the literal synovial fluid through the joints. Last one. Beautiful. Let's walk the hands back toward the feet. Feet are still wide, bend the knees. You can just paint the ground below you, side to side, like you're making a sand mandala. With the head and neck hang. Beautiful. And rest back in center. Let's walk the hands forward again. Bring the knees back down. Come in some big circles. Hips around to the side, up and around. So tension patterns, or way in which we hold tension, let's change directions. Eyes can be closed. Get into the dance of your own body. Let's come back, hands and knees. Bend that left knee, base the foot to the sky. Big circles here, into the chest, up and around. So you're not trying to force anything here. It's just an exploration, what you've got in and around that hip. Let's open that left knee and extend that left leg out and place the foot down. Wrap that outer edge of the foot down into the earth. We're going to slide that left arm underneath as you slide the right hand forward. So you can either look down and press that right armpit toward the earth, or you can spin open, look underneath that right armpit, but just pull in through that right hip. So to really nourish ourselves, to really feel these spaces where we can give ourselves the nourishment that this body needs, this mind needs, this spirit needs. Not just keep filling and filling and filling. We talked about the plate earlier, or a cup, whatever you want to imagine. Let's slowly unwind it. Come back up, balancing on that right knee. Spin the left toes open to the left and bend into that left knee, hands to prayer. We'll push hands down as we lift that left hip up, and then we sink in, reaching arms out wide and up. Keep coming through the full motion. Last one. Take the arms out wide to the side. We'll find that reverse. Mini right angle. Come on up. Elbow on the thigh or fingertips down. Expanding out side to side. We'll slowly come back up, straighten that left leg, spinning the toes forward. Reach that right arm out to the side and down. Maybe you want to set it on a block. Left arm goes up. You can stay here, just extending that left arm forward, overhead. Again, if you're intensifying, you can pick that right knee up. Vishvamitrasana. That's part of your restorative program. We'll slowly come back up. Hands out in front. Heel toe that left foot outside that left hand. You can come up on the fingertips. Big circles here. Full breath in and around the hip socket. Rolling around the base of the foot. Last one. Sink that right side down. Curl up to the heart. Open. Exhale. Coming down. And back up. And down. And back up. We can come down once again if you've got the elbows on blocks or the earth. Giving it this few breaths here. Yeah, let's walk the hands up. Bring ourselves back. Again, we're going to try that downward facing dog. Going to try, if you want, again, to put your dog on that Ferris wheel, forward, up and around. Just a couple rounds. You can change directions. Feeling crazy. This expansive movement through all these joints. And let's draw it back. A breath or two here. Let's drop the knees down once again. This time we'll step that right foot again outside that right hand, but we'll spin the toes to face open. Come on the outer edge of that right foot. Maybe you want a bolster nearby or a blanket. You'll sink in. And you can just press or look open through that right shoulder or press that right hand on that inner right thigh as you open the right ribs. Or you can bring the left elbow, forearm down and open it up. Now, spin so you can get a better look. Opening, you can stay here or bend that left knee. Right hand reaches back for that left foot. Your variation here is either kick that left shin back and open across the heart, or to pull that left heel toward that left sit bone. You can also do both. You can expand and contract. Longer breaths, longer exhales. Let's release it out. Simply come back, hands and knees. Change sides, stepping that left foot outside the left hand. Spin the toes open on the outer edge. Sinking the thigh down, simply look over. We give a little press, or come down on the forearm. Open it up, stay here, or connect with that right foot. You can use a strap as well. Again, that either kick back or the drawing in. Slow exhales. And let's release it out. Take the hands underneath the shoulders. We'll come back, hands and knees. Now is your opportunity to grab some support. I've got all the fancy things here, bolsters and what you find that you need. I'm going to use a bolster in the center. We'll come into frog bakasana, but supported. So opening the knees, flex through the feet. As we set up for bakasana, you might have to adjust and adjust again. The knees are open. You can flex through the feet. You'll see that my ankles are out about as wide as my knees. As I come down, my knees will open, rest my belly. I don't want to be in pain. I've got enough places where that happens, but not here in restorative. I want to find a place, so I might have to build my support up higher, stuff some more pillows underneath there. And then once you're ready, you can simply rest your head on your pillow or whatever it is that's supporting you. A little push back through the sit bones, through the hips. So you want to allow that complete space. So you'll rest here. And you can definitely seal it in the hips, but you definitely don't want it to be pain. As if you've gone too far. Imagine you set it up where you could almost fall asleep here. it seems these days our two modes are go fast, go hard, do it all, or to zone out, right? Watch something, scroll through something, sort of disconnect, disassociate. But the conscious rest, the spaces where we allow ourselves to be here, present in our body, not asleep, also not in busy action or even taking in more information or entertainment. Just feeling the natural exchange of the in and the out of breath. Come home to your body, no matter what you've been through. What sadness, what pain, even what joy. You belong here in this body and it can rest. You can let yourself sigh at any point. Day 9 will be your sighing day, your humming day, just whenever possible. About 3 more full breaths. And the last one, inhale together. Open the mouth. Just letting it all come out. We'll bring the big toes in toward each other, pressing the hips back. Bring the knees in a little bit closer. Give yourself a moment to roll out through the hips, adjusting here. I'm going to come into a supported pigeon. So I'll keep this blanket here because why not? It's extra comfortable. But I'm going to use a bolster in my supported pigeon. I'm going to bring my right leg forward, bend it, and extend back. And maybe you want to stuff some things underneath that right hip because, again, you want it to be a place where you can really rest in, can almost feel yourself able to fall asleep. Pull the bolster or some type of pillow. Hopefully it may be more like a couch cushion, has a little bit more resistance. Press it in toward the low belly and fold in here. Again, no pain. That's our motto in yoga, no pain, no pain. It's original. And just let yourself rest in here. You can put supports in any of the place that you feel like you need it. Build this place to completely come in and rest. Find the tone of your skin, the fascia, the muscle, the ligaments. At rest, at ease. Imagine even your bones can rest. A little compression in the low belly, similar to the fists that we used earlier. Just giving ourselves this cleansing and clearing in the gut space. The back body opens and the inner organs rest. I say that the anger resides in the liver. So unprocessed anger, grief in the lungs, so unprocessed grief. When we give ourselves these times, we give ourselves this capacity, this gift to integrate, to digest. these emotions that tend to assert themselves in our responses or reactiveness. Each time you exhale again, you can add that sigh, but just letting the body get heavier and heavier. Feeling the gravity and the groundedness. Beautiful. Slowly come on up. No rush. Yeah, we'll just change sides. We're giving ourselves a good opportunity today. No rush. Set it up, second side. Any padding that you didn't have that you wish you'd had, bring that into the party. Get that pillow, that couch cushion deep in the low belly, and we'll rest it in here. It's like this inner mantra of I am safe and I can rest. You really deserve to rest. It's meant to be more of a balanced experience that rest balances with our action. In this session, when we're humming this melody that goes along to this chant, Jai Ma, it's like we rest in the grace, the holding, this great Ma, which is basically a mother energy, not a woman or actual mom, but envision it how you like. But just the energy of holding. Just a few more breaths here. Slowly bring the hands back up. Press yourself back up. We'll come back on hands and knees. So now we're going to flip ourselves around. We're going to come into the final posture. And it's this incredible way to open up through the hips, and you can find a different variation. I'm going to add one more prop, why not? Another blanket, because I want a little something to elevate my head. And you're going to bring your sacrum up to whatever couch cushion or bolster you have. You can bring the base of the feet together and knees open. If your hips are tighter, you can use something to support them. You can also have, say, blocks or some type of couch cushion underneath the knees. So base of the feet together, pressing sacrum all the way up to the bolster or your support, and let the head come down. So you see it's quite wide open, but you want to be able to relax your muscles. So if your hips are really tense here, then you can use something underneath. Maybe it's not as big as a block. If you have anything to cover your eyes, if you need to be warm or place a hoodie on or a blanket on, if you have anything that has a little weight on it, like sandbags, you can place them in the hip sockets, or just one child and then the other, who knows, whatever you got around to support you. Close the eyes. You really want to find a place where you can let the whole front body rest to the back body. All of your efforts melt and surrender. Feel held. for a moment you remember this nature within you that is whole, intelligent, may have been lost somewhere in a nervous system set for chaos or trauma. But we can guide and retrain that nervous system. Conscious rest and movement and time to digest emotions, digest experiences, digest literal food. And as we've learned along this journey, that sleep and rest are one of the key factors to reducing stress and inflammation. In Ayurveda, in the medicine of yoga, the medicine of yoga, I spent a lot of time on this space and conscious rest. Letting your forehead soften, the temples, letting both eyes go soft, jaw, nostrils, mouth, inner ears soften and release. Soften and relax the ribs, the belly, almost like warm water pouring down, this water of awareness through shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, and hands. Soften and release. Across the hips and upper legs and knees. Lower legs, ankles, feet, and toes soften and relax. Back body, the spine, back of the neck, soften and release. Through every cell of the body, release into this softness, this grace. You can simply stay here as long as you can allow yourself. Or you can begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Eventually curling up onto your side. Come seated. Or again, stay where you are, just receive. Start by humming again. Open the mouth. From an open heart, from a rested space. Two more. Just try it. All the vibration to remind ourselves that we can rest, we can come together, we can slow ourselves down, and that we're safe to rest. Thank you so much for giving yourself the extra time today, for showing up, giving yourself the permission to rest. So here we go. We keep moving on. And truly, in this part of our journey, it's an incredible gift to be able to slow it down, to nourish, to replenish, and to integrate what we've experienced and learned so far and what we feel in our bodies. We'll see you on the next round. Thank you.